So I think what's going to happen is we're going to continue to see insurance pays for less and less things, and they pay for things that are ineffective. And so what's going to happen is one of two things. And I think both are good. One is that essentially insurance becomes such a hassle. It's like so expensive, and it pays for so little things, and it gets you so little results. People just aren't even going to buy it anymore. Or that, it's going to be cheaper to like pay the penalty on your income tax than to actually have health insurance.
Right.
And so the system is essentially going to collapse because it doesn't work, and like no one wants to buy in. It's like sucker's bet, right? It's like it's just it's a bad wager because insurance is you're basically taking a bet that you hope to lose, and you hope it pays out more than you pay in, and get health. But it's not. I mean, so what I advise people is health assurance. Okay. And that's in terms of your diet and your lifestyle and things like that. So, I mean, maybe they'll come around, and, I know that there's like Dean Ornish, published all this research. And now if you're a cardiologist, you can put somebody on a plant-based diet. And, but the way that the insurance is coded and things like that, you have to be seeing like a large group of people, and you have to be a cardiologist, and, it's
a lot of restrictions and things like that.
Yeah. It's not easy to do. So, I mean, maybe the insurance companies will come around, but they don't want to just start paying for new things.
Right. I mean, I see it. And, you can kind of understand if you look at it on their point. It's like, if they don't understand it, it seems like it's a risk. So but the research is there too. So like it's frustrating as well.
Yeah. And just these ideas, when it comes to chiropractic, I mean, insurance companies will pay for all kinds of ridiculous things. Like they'll pay like, $300 to give somebody like a wedge to like wear under their lumbar wedge to wear under their seat. But like, couldn't see the chiropractor more than 12 times a year. $800 for a TENS machine that just numbs the pain. Like, okay, we'll do that.
Right.
So these things aren't sensical. Like people like to think that they're evidence-based, but they're not. They're just insurance companies, and they're paying for what they think is a good investment, which they're
true.
not. They're not healthcare providers for the most part. They're not in practice. They don't know what works and what doesn't. So I think, yeah.
So like I know what you and I both advocate for this, but like for people that do want to start increasing their health gradually, so that way they don't have to either rely on these like just high deductible, like, because I mean, essentially, these insurance companies were created for crisis. Like, Dr. Ben, you're in a car accident, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, I mean, I'm sure if you have all these broken bones, like you would be very thankful for your insurance, right? But unfortunately, it's gotten down to the point where it's like, oh, Dr. Ben, you have a cold, insurance. You have your pinky sore, insurance. So we've gotten back to these like small little issues when it was created for crisis care, and we have the best crisis care, but we've gotten away from that, and I think we need to really just dive back in. So I guess what would be the first steps you would tell somebody if they're like, okay, well, I need to get back on track, start getting healthier again. That way I don't have to worry about having to rely on my insurance company to just whatever they tell me to do.
Sure. So that's a good question. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and it's such a vast thing, and habit change is difficult. And so I would say there are two kinds of people out there, as far as I've noticed with adopting healthier habits. There's the people who are just all or nothing, like they seriously have to jump all in. It's like they can't, just eat, 2 cookies a day, because 2 turns into 20.
Right.
So those people need to essentially jump in 100%. And so I would say diet-wise, fill your plate with whole plant foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, like as close as it came to out of the ground. If it's in a box or packaged in some way, it's not health food. Like it should just be out of the produce section or out of the bulk bin.
Right. There's a reason it can last on the shelf for a long time. Right.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point. So food, if it doesn't go bad, it's because it already is bad.